ridiculously crazy when it comes to hammering down on Dr. Ben Carson.
If you try and hit your mother over the head with a hammer, your poll numbers go up.
I think that's a mistake for Donald Trump. He seems to be ramping up to criticizing Carson, and if he's going to start jabbing and attacking Dr. Ben Carson, I think it's the wrong thing to do. I am expecting it, listening to him heading into tonight's debate, where literally Donald Trump and Ben Carson are neck and neck in the latest polls, Mike.
If Donald Trump goes after Ben Carson, that's going to be the worst mistake that he will make.
So do you think you think it will happen?
I think he probably will, because I don't think he can handle not doing it with Ben becoming more popular. Yep. But I said that a couple of weeks ago when he made his first little comment about him. That would be the worst thing he could do, because there's so many more people that like Ben Carson just as an individual, whether they're going to vote for him or not.
Right, yeah. 8 of the highest polling candidates going to be squaring off in Milwaukee live here on 94.3 WSE. Trump and Carson taking center stage. As I mentioned, you got Trump ahead of this, slamming his opponent. I think he's just getting warmed up. Expect it. It's his style. It's what he does. Last time around with Fox, it was Megyn Kelly who was sort of bared the brunt and the wrath. It'd be interesting to see what kind of jabs Donald Trump throws at Carson. And because the latest McClatchy Mirrors poll shows that Donald and the Doc are practically tied, followed by Marco Rubio, then Ted Cruz, then Jeb Bush. Carson is, the mainstream media saying he, quote unquote, is firing back on these integrity questions, as well he should. But I mean, I don't think it's this really firing back.
I have never seen this before. And many other people who are politically experienced tell me they've never seen it before either.
You don't think that Bill Clinton or the president, with his birth certificate, people who still refuse to believe?
Not even close.
I mean, he's laughing this off, and she's being snarky. You can hear that, right? So, as for the rest of the candidates on stage, I think that Rubio and Cruz are going to stand out again. Marco Rubio, by the way, hat tip to him. Who turned this whole Ben Carson thing around, pointing it right back at himself.
Ben Carson's story, much like mine, would only be possible in a great country like America.
How about that? Oh, listen, I'm a lot like Ben, too. For Jeb Bush, listen, comeback kid. All eyes on just Jeb. Is he really going to be able to fix it tonight? Fix this campaign? It's make or break for his campaign. This 2-hour debate, there's only a few changes since the last disastrous debate. There's not going to be any opening statements, but candidates will have more time to make arguments. Again, it's going to be heard, the pre, the post, the live debate coverage right here on 94.3 WSC with insight and analysis. Of course, live here tomorrow mornings with Kelly Golden. Face-off number 4, though, we are all over it. 843-721-TALK, 721-8255. Oh, Robert joining us on 94. What is it about Dr. Ben Carson you don't get?
How is it that the black vote hasn't supported him, the demographics? They ignore Ben Carson, or they ridicule him.
I think it's almost like, Robert, what I saw in the race relations debate that Pharrell was in town at the AME church, where it was even what Charles Barkley stood up and talked about, where the black community sometimes turns against their own because they're more successful, or as if they're being preached down upon or looked down upon by someone else. There was an attorney who stood up in the crowd, a black attorney, female attorney, who talked about being successful and how we are successful by being hand in hand and being together, not being separated and divided. That's how you fall. And the entire, you would think that would be a wonderful thing to say in a debate about race relations, and the entire church almost turned against her as if she said something bad, and it was crazy.
African Americans are the most racist people in the country right now. There are people who support Obama just because he's black. You can go to some people who support Obama and ask him about his policies, ask him about the NDAA, ask him about the Patriot Act, ask him about his executive orders. He has circumvented the Constitution. And his supporters don't even know that.
Oh, Robert, you're going to get everybody fired up now. 843-721-TALK, 721-8255. While we're on the whole, whether the debate tonight, some people have even said the way the mainstream media is going after Dr. Ben Carson, it is about race. I'm not sure it is. I think it's about the fact that he is most definitely a threat. I'm not sure it's about race, but it plays right into this whole hashtag justice war, these wars that aren't real whether it's the debate on Christmas, the race debate over with the white privileged president that now has resigned with, over at Missouri with the predominantly black football team.
I'm resigning as president of the University of Missouri system.
Yeah, what is going on over there? Now, I'm curious, actually, your take on that, Robert. Hang on the line here. We'll hit traffic and weather first. 8:35. You want to join the conversation? It's 843-721-TALK, 721-8255.
So, that was very nice. Kelly, we talked about Ben Carson and Obama. Black people have a, and I don't care. I don't care I don't care what people think about what I say. You just say what you want to say. I'm not black. I'm universal. I am a child of God. But I'm not black. Black is something that was made up by slavery, slaves, slave masters called people black. I'm looking forward to hearing, how Kelly puts my opinion on the Missouri. I say let them quit. I mean, if they don't want to come to practice, they're not on the team anymore. Okay? If you don't like the school, if the school is racist, leave. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Just don't be at the school if you don't like it. That's why I left Trident Tech. Because it wasn't fun anymore. I'm not going to stay there and try to fight the power. Try to tell the guy he's got to be fired. Ugh. Technical difficulties here. So. Technical difficulties. Seven 721-8255.
Old Village Armory carries a great selection of new and used firearms and offers general gunsmithing to full restoration, NRA certified instruction, and SLED certified CWB instruction. Trading in or trading up, Old Village Armory has exactly what you're looking for. Old Village Armory in Mount Pleasant at 122 May Lane, a block from Ship Creek, behind Half Moon Outfitters.
It's Kelly Golden. I trust the guys at Gerald's who will give it to you straight like they do me, and boy, do I hammer them with questions. I'm asking, what can wait and what can't, and why now? And you know what? They're always so kind and patient and accommodating with me. They're willing to, take the time to literally walk me through every dollar that I'll be spending and why. I mean, sometimes we're under the hood together, walking around my car. They'll show me, that worn belt that I needed to replace, the one that would have left me stranded on the side of the road. Yeah, I can only imagine now with all the rain and flooding what it's done to our vehicles. Don't neglect one of your bigger investments. Your vehicle, it has to be reliable, and I'm telling you, I trust the guys at Gerald's. Get the post-disaster flooding once over at Gerald's today. There's 5 convenient area locations stretching from Somerville to West Ashley, North Charleston to East Cooper. Like them on Facebook. Check them out online. It's geraldstires.net.
Kelly takes you inside the biggest stories of the day. Now, we return to Mornings with Kelly Golden on the Low Country's news station, 94.3 WSC.
I don't care if it's the Starbucks, Scrooges, whether the Raging Red Cup debate, the hashtag Justice Wars over to Missouri and the president resigned. They're not real. Don't get sucked in. It's sad to see that, the whole quote unquote white privileged president, he stepped down.
I'm resigning as president of the University of Missouri system.
Now this, with the hashtag Justice Wars, holy cow. So some girl tweets from the University of Missouri some video here from the president asking him, president of the Missouri College, asking about systematic oppression or something. Listen.
Systematic oppression is because you don't believe that you have the equal opportunity for success.
Listen to how she's screaming at her own college president. Wow. This whole thing with the predominantly black football team, you have one guy who's not going to eat until something is done about this white privileged president at their college. You've got the football team saying, we're not going to practice. The coach comes, out with the football team. And before the break, Robert, you had made a pretty powerful statement there. Would you say that you said you felt like, as a black man, that black America is the most racist nowadays? That's saying a lot. I wanted you to hang on the line because I want to hear your response when it comes to this whole coach and school, when it comes to Missouri and the football team.
If I was a coach, if I was the school, I would just let those guys, I would just kick them off the team. Because, they joined the team, but you can't say, I'm not going to practice. The same thing with the girl that hit the police officer in the classroom. Black people came out and supported that man. You can't demand that somebody be fired. You can leave the school. You can quit the team. I would not bring them back on the team.
But common sense isn't winning the day, Robert, which is, what does that say about our future?
We can only give an account for ourselves, Kelly. We can only, you're a good example. Like I said, you're a hard worker. You ask tough questions. You are in the community. And you can't give an account for what other people do. We just try to be a good example.
Oh, that's a good point. Robert, I appreciate the call. 843-721-TALK. It's 843-721-8255. You, JD, think this is about...
She's a very nice lady. I really enjoy calling. I'm sorry, excuse me. I really enjoy speaking with Kelly Golden and listening to her. She is definitely a good example in the community. And don't believe me. Don't believe anybody else. Don't believe Kelly Golden. Check on Kelly. Check on yourself. Thank you. Good night.